So we're starting in a seated position, and you're going to stack your spine. So you can sit on something if it feels good. Allowing yourself just to feel the seat rooted onto the ground, your mat. The shoulders relax down the back. And the hands can rest on the thighs or in the lap. You can extend the legs out here if that feels better. You can sit on top of the shins if that's nice. So just give yourself a moment to settle. So by giving ourselves a moment to just begin to observe all that we feel today, whether that's anything physically in the body, perhaps it's tension, perhaps it's a spaciousness. Give yourself a moment to really describe it to yourself, to notice what it is, label it, to call it out, but without assigning any stories or any reasons why. And then we allow ourselves to do the same for our emotional body. What are you feeling right now, or what feelings really stick out from this week? As we start, it might be an overarching theme: happy, sad, anger. But then as we sit with this emotion, we begin to describe it in a little more detail. Again, without the stories or the reasons. Just really letting ourselves identify truly what's happening. And the better we become, the easier it becomes to identify these words, these emotions, these feelings within us. The easier it becomes to let them exist and let them move through us. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands all the way down to your heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Slowly begin to unwind the legs and reach them out in front of you if they're not already. And give them a little bounce. Okay. Now you're going to come into another comfortable seat. So whether you're keeping your legs extended, maybe cross them the other way, or perhaps you decide you want to sit on your shins this time. So I'm going to transfer to my shins. And if you do so, you might be able to use a block or a blanket underneath the seat. We're going to take eagle arms. And remember, if you are sitting on the legs on top of the shins, this is a nice way to begin to open the fronts of the thighs, the quads. Open your arms out nice and wide. Take a big inhale. Take the right arm underneath the left. You're going to cross at the elbows and maybe bring the back of the hands together. If that's too much, bring your hands to the shoulders. But if both of those feel good, maybe you bring the palms together. For eagle wrap arms, you're going to lift the elbows up towards the height of the shoulders. Press the forearms or the elbows towards the front of the room and allow the shoulder blades to spread wide on the back body. Maybe you even imagine leaning back a little. You're going to take a few deep breaths here, filling up all the way into the chest. Imagining that you could spread wide, breathe into the space between the shoulders. Take a couple deep breaths. Once again, noticing what you feel. Wayne Dwyer reminds us that peace is a result of retraining your mind to process life as it is rather than as you think it should be. So I invite you for a moment today to invite in a sense of peace, a sense of calm, the ability to relax in this moment as it is, without desires of how it should be. Inhale, begin to open the arms out nice and wide. And then we'll cross them again, left arm under this time. Wrapping the arms, remember hands can be on the shoulders, back of the hands can touch or palms. Try to lift the elbows up to the line of the shoulders, press the elbows out in front of you, spread wide to the shoulders, and allow the hips to still feel heavy. Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us that one of the easiest ways to come back to a place of peaceful, still mind is conscious breathing. Conscious breathing is just like we did regarding our thoughts and emotions, it's labeling. With each inhale, you notify it, you label it as in. Each exhale is out. In. Out. In. Out. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, unwind the arms, reach them up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the ground. Let's come into our tabletop position or hands and knees. Move any props that you might be using to the side. Spread wide through the fingers, palms underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And we'll begin to take a few cat and cow poses. So inhale, you'll lift the chest, lift the tail, open the front body. Exhale, press the ground away, round the spine, bringing the chin towards the chest. Inhale, slide the shoulders away from the ears as you reach the breastbone forward. And exhale, pull the navel in, spread wide through the shoulders, tail tuck. Keep going like that and add in any extra organic movement if that feels good, maybe swaying side to side or moving around in circles. Go for 2 more breaths here. Last one. Come back to a neutral spine after your next exhale. Keeping the hips over the knees, we're going to walk the hands out in front of us for a melting heart or puppy dog pose. So walk the hand out, the chest begins to sink towards the floor, the head might rest down, maybe it doesn't. If your shoulders are aching, maybe you lower the elbows down. So listen in, big chest stretch here. Give yourself the ability to show yourself some compassion. Press down through the top of the feet. Send a tailbone behind you. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Nice and slowly press into the hands. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders. All right, we're gonna go fire hydrants. So open the right knee out to the right. Keep that left knee hugging over the left knee. And then exhale, bring the right knee back towards the left. We'll do that 5 times. Inhale, open the right knee out, and exhale, close. 3 more. 2 more. Weight spreads even through the hands. Last one. Reach the right leg out behind you like a cow tilt. You're going to lift the chest as you press the heel back behind you. And then exhale, pull the knee into your chest, press the ground away. Let's go 2 more like that. Inhale, open. Exhale, knee pulls in. 1 more. Exhale, squeeze it in and hold. Pull the thigh towards the belly. Point back through the toe. Press the ground away for 3, 2, 1. Tabletop, lower the knee down. Long spine. Let the weight shift into your right knee. Hug the right hip in. Begin to open the left knee out. Fire hydrant 5 times. Stay active in the foot. Spread evenly through the weight between both hands. 3 more. Last one. Take the leg out behind you. Lift the chest a little like that cow tilt. Press back through the heel. Inhale. Exhale, knee comes into chest, round the spine. Press the ground away. Inhale, lift, lengthen, and open. And exhale, pull it in. Last one. Navel towards spine, really round. Point through the toes. Hold it here. Keep pressing the ground away for 3, 2, 1. Tabletop. Take the knees a little wider than the hips. Big toes come together. Sit back and down. Child's pose. Reach those hands all the way towards the top of the mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lift the head off the mat. You're going to take your right hand for a twist. Reach the right hand underneath the left armpit, palm up. Reach all the way towards the left, so right shoulder and right side of the face can come to the ground or a block. Give yourself a moment to settle here. I find it to be more comfortable to my neck to bring that upper arm closer towards the knee. There's more space there. As you press into the back of the right hand, imagine the right shoulder can pull or slide back towards the right side of the mat. Yep, just twisted child's pose here. The right hand is just under the left. 1 more. Press into that left hand, begin to unwind, bring the right arm back out in front of you. And then exhale, we're just gonna take the left hand, palm faces up, thread it under the right armpit. Remember, keep the arm closer towards the body. Nice job. Feet is heavy, arms outstretched. Keep pressing the back of the left hand into the mat. Where can you send the breath here? Imagine the directed breathing can go all the way between the shoulders. 1 more breath. Begin to unwind, reach that left arm out. Exhale, let's take 2 breaths in child's pose with the arms extended. Press into those palms, spread wide to the fingers, and keep the elbows lifted off the mat as the shoulders slide away from the ears. Can you breathe deep into the belly here? Imagine now that it's the low back that begins to release. 1 more. Let it go. As you press into the hands, begin to lift the hips, tuck the toes, lift the knees, straighten the legs as much as it feels good as those hips reach towards the sky. For downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, give yourself that moment to pedal through the feet. Enjoy a moment in your first inversion. Now, while you're upside down here, keep spreading wide through the fingers, press down through the whole palm, and really press the ground away so the hips are reaching high and the thighs are reaching behind you. Soft bend in the knees, the heels trickle down towards the ground. And feel the crown of the head stretching towards the thumbs. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more. Soft bend the knees, begin to look up towards the hands and make your way slowly to the top of the mat. Stepping 1 little step at a time. Feet are hip width apart, hands lift up towards the shins so you can press the thighs back, reach the head and heart forward. halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. The spine is like a table here, lengthening from the crown of the head to the tail. Now press back through those thighs. Let the weight shift towards the balls of the feet. And take a big breath in here. You're using the strength of the core and the hamstrings to hold you here. One more big inhale. Bend the knees a lot. Exhale, fold over the legs. Hold on to opposite arms. For your ragdoll, you can sway side to side. Shake the head yes or no. Just let go all of the tension in the upper body. Begin to release the hands back to the mat. Bend the knees. We're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. So imagine tucking the tail kind of like a dog, pulling up from that low belly to support the back. Lift up one vertebra at a time. The chin stays towards the chest. Shoulders roll forward. You're going to keep lifting until you all come all the way to standing. Shoulders roll back and down. Chin lifts off the chest. Palms are forward to Tadasana. Mountain pose. Feel the connection of the four corners of the feet grounded here, rooting you in order for you to grow a little taller. Inhale, float all 10 toes off the mat, spread them wide, and then exhale, try to lower them down one at a time. That is surprisingly always harder than it sounds, so give yourself some grace. You can try it again, float them up, and exhale, lower down. Now, as you press down to the four corners of the feet, imagine the four corners are pulling towards one another. So you begin to activate through the arches of the feet. And imagine that energy that you're lifting up from the arches begins to travel all the way to the inseam of the legs. Once it hits the pelvis, the belly engages. The heart lifts high as the shoulders slide down the back. This is your template for all other standing poses. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, take the right hand, hold on to the left wrist, and we're going to begin to lean over to the right. So right hand, left wrist, lean to the right. Press both into both feet evenly. So both feet into the ground. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, stand back up, switch the arms. So right hand is going to be held now by the left hand. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Take a big inhale. And exhale, lean left. So you're opening up the right side of the body. The right shoulder pulls back. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, lift all the way back up. And then exhale, bring the hands back behind you. Interlace the fingers if it feels okay to you. And press the knuckles down towards the earth as you lift the heart high. So if that doesn't feel good, you can keep your hands on your hips and just squeeze those elbows open. So as you're opening the chest here, pull the low belly in, feel the tailbone reaching towards the heels, lift the heart a little higher, maybe you can look up, take an inhale, and exhale. Inhale, reach the arms all the way overhead. Moving into our sun salutation, exhale, fold over the legs, lead with the heart, bend the knees, head is heavy. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins, head and heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank pose. So top of a push-up. Remember, at any point, you can lower the knees for a modified plank, or you can come into tabletop for cat and cow. Wherever you are, press back through the heels, pull the navel in, reach the head and heart forward. So we're building our plank here. Let's hold it for 3, 2, 1. Hug the elbows towards the waist and lower all the way to the ground, nice and slowly. Point the toes back behind you. Keep hugging those elbows towards the waist, pull the navel in, take an exhale here. And then inhale, begin to lift the chest off the mat. Imagine the heart reaching forward for cobra. And then exhale, lower back down to the ground. Inhale, cobra, lift and lengthen through the heart. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, imagine the hands sliding back towards the hips. And exhale, lower. Tuck toes. On your exhale, really firm up that belly on your exhale. Inhale, lift up to your plank, press the ground away. And then make your way to your downward dog, lifting those hips up and back. While you're here in this moment, begin to check in once again with the body and the mind. Where are you? How are you? Are you staying present in this moment? Accepting everything for exactly how it is today. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lift the gaze towards the hands, bend the knees, and begin to just slowly walk your way forward. Half lift on the inhale, hands to shins, head and heart forward, slide the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, bend the knees, fold. Stand up, reach up, big inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, lead with the heart, fold over the legs. Half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, step it back to your plank. Press back to the heels, pull the navel in. Press the ground away. Imagine opening through the back of the shoulder blades like they're spreading wide here on the ground. Take one more breath. Hug the elbows in. Begin to lower it down to the belly. This time we're going to do hovering cobra. So give yourself a moment. Untuck the toes. Press the feet into the mat. Pull the low belly in. On your exhale, feel the tail reaching towards the heels. Now on your inhale, lift the chest for cobra. Reach the heart away. And then keep hugging those elbows towards the waist, and maybe you hover the hands off the mat. Now allow the gaze to go down the tip of your nose. The face is facing down towards the ground, so the neck is still long. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. One more, you got it. Exhale, lower to the ground. Tuck the toes, activate the belly. Exhale, inhale, lift yourself up to plank, and exhale to your downward dog, lifting those hips high. Give yourself a moment here. We'll take 3 deep breaths. One more, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Lift the gaze. Slowly begin to make your way to the top of the mat. Half lift, hands to shins, head and heart forward. Exhale, fold. Stand up, reach up, big inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Nice job. We're going to step the feet together. It's okay to your body. Okay, so if your feet are coming together, you can squeeze your thighs together. So that's a nice option. You can use a block in between the legs, so that way your feet can stay hip width apart. If you don't have the prop, it doesn't feel good. Have your legs together, keep your feet hip width apart. Just be mindful the knees stay in line with the hips and the feet. Okay, wherever you are, stand tall. Take a breath in. Let's reach the arms high. We're sitting down for chair pose. Bend knees, send the seat low. The weight comes into the heels. You can even wiggle your toes here. Now zip up from the low belly. So feel like there's a zipper from the pubic bone. The belly pulls in. The low ribs even begin to knit in as the heart still extends forward. Now if your arms are lifted, pull the biceps back towards your ears. And we're going to exhale now. Bend the elbows so our arms shape like a cactus. So the palms face forward. Pull those elbows back just a little bit more, utilizing the muscles of the shoulder blades. Squeeze those thighs together or feel the muscles hugging the bones. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. You got it. One more. Inhale fully. exhale, fold over the legs, hands come down, straighten the legs. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. All right, one more chair, bend the knees, send the seat low. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms overhead. Soften here, exhale. Take another inhale. Now exhale, bring the hands back behind you like wings, palms face one another. Imagine you have a beach ball, but in your hand, you're gonna squeeze the beach ball towards center. So you're trying to squish the beach ball. Now your pinky finger should be facing away from the body. And you're gonna pull the fingers away from the body a little bit more, and then let the hands come a little closer back to the hips. You're gonna go for 5, 4, 3, keep squeezing that ball, 2, 1, inhale, arms high, and exhale, fold again. Nice job. Give yourself a moment here. One more inhale. Exhale. Okay, inhale, lift up halfway, hands to shins. Now you're gonna bend the knees, plant the hands, and step the left foot to the back of the mat. So your right knee is over the ankle. Rotate the left heel down so toes face the left, setting up for warrior 2, heel to arch alignment. Press into the right foot, stand up when you're ready, the chest faces the left. Arms come out wide. Your right knee squeezes open towards the pinky and you let your left hip sink a little. The inner left thigh spirals back behind you as you press into the pinky toe side of the foot. As much as you're spreading wide here, imagine a hugging back in just a little. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Straighten the right knee, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bend the knee, open the arms out wide. 2 more times. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, warrior 2. 1 more. Exhale, warrior 2. Hold it here. Flip the right palm up, reverse your warrior, reach the right arm all the way overhead as the left hand comes down. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, straighten right knee. Now you're gonna hold on to those hips. Press into both feet evenly. Feel the quads engaging here. You're gonna hug the right hip back. So you're tipping a little forward, kind of like I'm a little teapot. Still, chest is facing the left. Now, as you begin to tip, you can begin to slide your right hand down to your right quad. Make sure it's engaged. A kneecap is lifting upwards. You can keep your hand right here on the thigh. And you could stay here, roll that left shoulder back. This is a modified triangle. You can even begin to lift the left arm overhead. So triangles in your practice, if you want to lower a little bit more to lengthen the spine, you can. But remember, it's not about going low. It's about finding as much length on the right side body as you are on the left. So really hug that hip back and lengthen. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more. All right, so go ahead and soft bend that right knee, stand back up, big inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Lift the right palm, let's reverse it, big inhale. Now this time on your exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Spin onto the ball of the left foot and step back to plank pose with the right. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower to the belly. Point the toes back. Inhale, lift the chest, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, lift up, plank, inhale. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more. Lift the gaze, make your way to the top of the mat. Half lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. 1 more time like that. Half lift, inhale. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right foot back. Rotate the right heel down. Warrior two to the right, lift the body up, arms out wide, spin around so I can see. This time it's the right hip that sinks as you press into the pinky toe side of the right foot. Imagine pulling the feet together as you soften the shoulders away from the ears. Your left knee should be squeezing open towards the pinky, so if you look down, you should see your big toe. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Inhale, straighten the knee, reach the arms high. Exhale, bend, warrior two. Two more times like that. Inhale with a breath. And exhale. One more. Hold it, warrior two. Bend that knee. Flip the left palm. Let's reverse it, reach it all the way overhead. Right hand comes down. Instead of like leaning that right hand into the right thigh, imagine that right thigh lifting back to the hand as you lift the heart towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, stand back up. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, straighten left knee. All right, a little teapot. Your chest is facing the right. You're standing tall, and imagine you're against a wall as you begin to tip toward the front foot. You're pulling the left hip back. Yep, just tip, tip, tip. Keep the quads engaged. Imagine pulling the feet together. Left hand begins to slide down. Reach the right arm up if it feels okay. So you're finding lots of length on the sideways. That right hip might even tip a little towards that long edge of the mat, really lengthening the left side body. One more breath here, you got it. Okay, soft bend in that left knee. Inhale, stand up. Exhale to your warrior two, a little quicker here. Flip the left palm, reverse it, inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. This time we're gonna step to the top of the mat. Right foot comes forward, lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Stand up, reach up, big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Bring your feet together for chair pose. Again, we're gonna begin to bend the knees, send the seat low. This time, as you pull the navel in, open those arms out wide for your eagle wrap. Right arm comes under, left arm on top. Wrap the arms as it feels good to you. Lift the elbows, press the forearms away. So the weight is balanced between both feet. You're sitting low into the hips. Now, if you want to take eagle, you can begin to get light on that right foot. Begin to cross that right thigh over the left. So my favorite, if you sit low enough, as you just squeeze the thighs together, you can let the right toes come down to the left of the mat as a little kickstand. Otherwise, you might wrap that foot around the calf if that's in your availability. Wherever you are, just squeeze the thighs together. Imagine leaning back into the shoulder blades here. Take a breath in. Breath out. One more. Okay, release the feet so your knees are in chair. Stand up, reach up with the arms. Inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. Half lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Stand up, reach up, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Feet are together. Inhale, lift the heart towards the thumbs. Exhale, bend the knees, chair. Yes, you're sitting nice and low. You're gonna open the arms out. Left arm under right this time as you take your eagle wrap. Remember, hands can be on shoulders, backs of the hands together. You're trying to lift the elbows in line with the shoulders, press the forearms away. So chair here with the legs is a perfect variation. I love it, especially if my hips are bothering me that day. Otherwise, you can get light in the left foot. Wrap that left thigh on top. Bend that right knee. You can let the left toes rest on the ground beside you. Make sure you're still pulling that left hip back so the hips are facing forward. Slide to the back of the shoulders and allow the breath to really fill the whole torso here. Nice and steady. It's not about what this pose is supposed to look like. You're getting it into a place where you're feeling sensation in the body. You're pushing yourself a little out of your comfort zone and reminding yourself that at this moment, you are safe. You are okay. You got it. One more breath. Nice and slowly, you're gonna release the legs, chair. Inhale, stand up, reach up with the arms. Exhale, fold, let it go. Take any noises that may feel good, whether it's a flutter of the lips or a sigh of the mouth. Just allow yourself to let go of that pose, let go of that shape. It is in the past. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. All right, you're gonna lift up halfway. We're gonna step the right foot back and lower the right knee. Now this is a great place. If you've got your blocks, grab your blocks. And I'm gonna use mine on the highest height today, so maybe you join me. So your right knee is behind you. Yep, behind the hips. The toes might come untucked. Left knee is over the left ankle. Allow your hips to sink here for a moment as you lift the chest, slide the shoulders down the back. All right, now we're gonna find some engagement of the legs. Pull that right knee forward, the left knee back. Imagine zipping up again from the pelvic floor. As you lift up by squeezing the feet together, you might notice you can get a little more tilt of the pelvis, tail reaches down. Now, if it feels good, you're gonna inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, bend the elbows, open the heart so your arms look like a cactus branch or a goalpost. Keep the low ribs knitting inwards still, even though they're trying to open as you lift the heart and broaden the chest. Take an inhale and an exhale. One more. All right, bring the hands back down to your blocks. You're gonna take your right block, put it on the lowest height. Let the hand come underneath the shoulder here. Bring your left hand to your thigh. You're gonna begin to twist the heart towards the left. Really press into that left hand to lift up out of the left shoulder. Imagine hugging the thighs towards one another as you keep rotating the heart towards the left. Now, option here is to lift the left arm high. Another option is to press or tuck the right toes, press back through the right heel, lift the right knee off the ground. So a little more energy there. Keep sinking those hips, pull the thighs together, feeling length from the heel to the head, wherever you are. Take a couple deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale, lower the right knee down. Bring the left hand back down. And you're gonna bring your blocks inside the left foot. I'm gonna come back up onto my highest height here. You do you. Take your foot all the way to the left edge of the mat, so now your hips are nice and wide, like your feet are wider than your hips. And your blocks are inside that left foot. Sink the hips here, lift the heart high. Give yourself a moment. Just notice what you feel. This is gonna be a big hip opener. Now, if you wanna come down to a lower height on your block, you can. Okay. Now, if you're trying to get some quad stretch out of it, you might even walk the blocks a little closer back towards the right knee and step the left foot back towards the blocks. Okay, so you're shortening it between the right knee and the left foot. You're not as spread wide in the hips. Now, as you sit tall, nice and here, you might reach the left arm behind you. So like we just did that twist a moment ago. And then you're gonna bend the right knee and bring that foot towards the hand. Now, this is an option here. If this is hard to still reach it here, there's two different ways you can go about it, okay? So you be up on your blocks, usually helps with that. Sometimes it feels better if you stay low and then reach back for it, but that's your choice. You can spread wide through the hips and reach back, or shorten the stance and reach back. Quad stretch is not mandatory. You can keep your hands down into the center of the body, just opening those hips. So this is dragon pose, or maybe you have a twisted dragon with a quad stretch. Other things that could help you if you're trying to get that quad stretch is using a strap here, reaching back for that left foot or right foot with the left hand. So take a couple breaths. So stay present with all that arises here. It can be a lot. How do you invite in the ability to soften around a challenge? To notice where your mind goes, to notice where your self-talk is. Perhaps you come back to some conscious breathing. In, out, in, out. One more. Okay, nice and slowly. Use the hands. Lift up out of this. So you're gonna walk your hips back over the right knee. Now from here, bring your blocks on either side of the leg again. Let the left toes come off the mat so they're up towards the sky. Reach ahead and heart forward. Your right knee is still over, your right hip is still over your right knee. Your left knee might not straighten, and that's okay, but feel the sit bone pulling back behind you as you keep lengthening the breastbone forward. A nice little hamstring stretch. You might even be feeling this in your calf. A little runner's lunge here. Yep, keep going. Couple more breaths. Okay, slowly begin to walk the hands back forward, bending that left knee. Come down off of your blocks, tuck the right toe, lift the right knee, step to the top of the mat. Half lift on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. And step that left foot back, lower the left knee, untuck the toes. Use your blocks here, highest height, right knee over ankle. Sink those hips, your left knee is behind the hips here. Soften the shoulders down the back. Couple deep breaths. Relax the tension that might be building in the upper body. So notice if you're feeling any clenching in the neck or the jaw. All right, now we're gonna activate. So press down through both feet. Imagine pulling the feet toward one another. You get a little buoyant in the hips. Lift up from the pelvic floor, lift up from the low belly. Perhaps you lift the arms overhead. Keep them lifted here, or bend the elbows, lift the heart, pull the shoulder blades towards one another, building some strength in the mid-back. Can you keep the low ribs still pulling in or softening down? Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Exhale, hands to the blocks. Left block comes to the lowest height underneath the left shoulder. Right hand comes to the right thigh. Inhale, feel length from tail to head. Exhale, begin to twist towards the right. So you can stay here. Right arm might lift to the sky. Maybe the left toes tuck. You lift the left knee, a little more energy. Lift up from that left thigh. Press back through the left heel. Keep hugging the thighs towards the midline of the body. Couple breaths here wherever you are. Staying present, staying connected to the moment. Knowing that even challenge, the ability to connect with peace is within you. One more breath. Okay, right hand comes back down. Lower the knee down. We're gonna bring our hands to the inside of the right foot. All right, so I'm gonna come back to my highest height of my blocks. I'm gonna untuck my left toes and just let my hips sink here as I lift the heart. Let the shoulders slide away from the ears. Dragon pose. Remember, if this is in your practice, you want to come all the way down to your forearms, your belly on the mat, whatever your choice is. Don't let me stop you. Press down firmly into the left hand. You might keep your hips sinking. Maybe you reach the right hand back towards the left foot as the left knee bends. If you can't reach it there, sometimes it helps by shortening your stance so your hips aren't sinking as much. Sometimes if you take it out of the hips, you can get a little bit more into the quad. Once you grab that foot, you can allow your hips to still sink a little bit more or reach towards the front of the room, and I get that quad. Wherever you are, remind yourself that if you're feeling it, you're doing it, and whatever choice you made is exactly enough. Big hip openers, no matter where you're at. Okay, nice and slowly, we're gonna make our way to our half split. So you're gonna straighten that right leg this time, bringing a left hip back over the left knee. Walk the hands back, bring your blocks on either side of the right foot. Reach the right toes to the sky, pull the right hip behind you as you reach the heart forward. You're trying to lengthen from tail to the breastbone. So you're getting that pelvis more in neutral, lengthening the back line of the right leg here. Nice, looks great. Soften through the neck, so allow the gaze to come down inside the right foot. You can even practice strengthening the back of the neck by imagining lifting the back of the head up towards the sky. That'll activate some of those deep flexor muscles of the neck. Couple breaths. All right, you're gonna walk it forward. Bring the hands to the inside of the feet. I'm gonna come off my blocks. You're gonna step the right knee back to meet the left, come into tabletop pose. Now you're gonna bring the knees together, tuck the toes, and walk the hands back towards the knees. And we're gonna take a little wrist stretch. So from here, your seat is kind of on the heels. Okay, so you're getting a big foot stretch. If this is too much, you can release the feet at any point. You're gonna bring your palms up towards the sky. So the back of the hand is on the mat, fingers facing the knees. You can do this one hand or both hands at a time. And just allow those elbows to kind of bend if that feels okay. Opening up the back line of the hands and the forearms. Try to spread wide through the fingers, open up through the pinky and the thumb. That might intensify some sensation for you. Take a few breaths. One more. Okay, we'll release the hands. We're gonna untuck the toes, give them a little tap. Yes, back of the feet, tap the mat, tap, tap, tap. And then you're gonna sit onto the heels if that feels okay. Option here, use a block between the heels and sit on your block. All right, so whatever option you chose, you can, if you have another block, you can bring the block behind you so you can rest your hands on it as we open the chest towards the sky. Maybe the hands are just on the ground, up on your fingertips. That's good too. Heart lift, shoulder slide away from the ears. If you don't have a block, that might just look like sitting on the heels, hands behind you. You might even be able to come down to your palms. Palms or the fingers face the toes if your palms are down. Pull the shoulder blades together, lift the heart high. You're in a half camel. As you spread wide through the top of the feet, press the feet into the mat. You might even lift the hips. Tailbone reaches towards the knees. So not only are you getting a little back bend here, but we're getting into the fronts of the thighs. Take a couple breaths. Or inhale. Exhale, bring the seat back down. Lift the body back upright. Place the palms up on the hands, on the thighs. Give yourself a moment to close the eyes and settle. Hero's pose. As you sit nice and tall. Let's do one more camel, half camel. Bring the hands back behind you, whatever variation you chose. You can try something different this time if you want. Press the top of the feet down, lift the heart. So that might be enough. Maybe you want to play with lifting the hips this time. It might just be like a little micro millimeter off the heels, and that's good too. Really nice opening from the front of the body. Keep the feet pressing down, keep the knees on the mat. The gaze can go up towards the sky if it feels good. One more breath. All right, let the seat come back down. Walk the hands back, lift up. All right, so if you're on a block, you might want to come off. We're going to go into another child's pose variation here. Option is to let the hands rest back by the feet. Other option is to interlace the fingers. Press the knuckles down towards the ground, lift the heart high, and then use the strength of the core or the hands on the ground to lower the head down to the ground. The hands can stay behind the low back, or maybe they lift up off of the low back just a little to begin to open up the shoulders. Take a few breaths into the belly here. Remember, if you are working with any low back issues, sometimes it feels nice to open the knees a little wider. So if something doesn't feel right here, if your belly, your gut feels squished, you can always open the knees here as well. Take a few breaths. Slowing it down, 2 more. Last one. Okay, lower the hands down. Bring the hand underneath your shoulders, lift into tabletop. All right, so if you use your blocks, make sure they're back towards the top of the mat. And we're gonna lift up into our downward facing dog. All right, lift the gaze, walk the hands forward. We're gonna do one more balancing pose before we do a couple more stretches, and then we're all done. You're gonna grab your blocks, you're in half lift, hands on the blocks. Head and heart stretch away from one another, or head and tail rather. Your feet are a little closer than hip width apart. That'll help you with some central balance here. Press back through the thighs, so just like a half lift, soft bend in the knees, head and heart forward, hands on blocks. All right, we're all there? You ready? We're gonna switch the weight to the left foot and begin to float the right foot up behind you for a supported warrior 3. So the inner thigh lifts up toward the sky, press back to the heel. Now you're gonna bend the left knee. So that might help you lengthen the back a little bit more. Really press through the right leg, bend the sitting one. Now reach the head and heart forward, kind of like a cow tilt, take an inhale. Now on your exhale, you're gonna pull the knee into your chest, straighten the left knee, round the spine like cat pose, press the hands into the blocks. Now inhale, bend the left knee, straighten the right, head and heart forward, cow tilt. Exhale, cat pose, straighten the left knee, bring knee in towards the chest. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Now hold it here. Hug the left hip in as you press into the left heel. Point through the right toes. The thigh to the belly. We'll hold it for 3. Really press the hands into the blocks. 2 and 1. Lower the right foot down. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Let your hands just rest where they are. Deep breath here. Let it go. Lift up halfway. Inhale. All right, transfer the weight to the right foot, hug the right hip, and as you press into that right heel, float the left leg up behind you, press through the left leg. Pull the belly in, reach the head and heart forward. Now soft bend in that right knee, or bend it up quite a lot so you can feel length in the body. Lift the heart, cow tilt. Exhale, straighten that right knee, bend the left, bring the thigh to the chest as you round into cat. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. One more time. And we'll hold it in your cat pose here, rounding in, thigh to the belly, point through those left toes, straighten the right leg, press the ground away for 3, 2, 1. Lower the left foot down, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Come back down to your hands and your knees. Bring the feet around and sit down onto the bottom. Bring the feet around. So if you want to sit onto a blanket here, if you have one nearby, that's often nice to support you. We're going to come into cow face pose, one of our last poses of the day. So I'm going to go through the stages. We're going to take the legs out nice and long. Okay, so staff pose, legs are out in front of you. Bend the right knee, place the right foot on the floor. Step 1, feel free to stay here. Step 2, take the right foot to the outside of the left leg. Okay. Step 3, that right foot comes back towards the left hip, knees stack. This is a great place to use a block also underneath that right thigh for a little added support. Now, if those thighs are close together and the knees stack and you want to try to bend the left knee also, for the shoelace pose, feel free to do so, but completely unnecessary. Okay, I'm gonna keep my one leg extended. A little block for some support, feels nice and juicy to me. We'll sit up nice and tall wherever your legs are. Pull the left toes back to you if that leg is extended, so you're pressing through that heel. Sit up tall. Now you're gonna open the arm out wide like a T. Bring your right arm out to the sky. I know my dog is gonna get in the way here. And the right elbow, place the right hand like you're patting your shoulder on the back. Let the left palm face behind you. And then bring that left hand in the direction of the right hand, going behind towards the shoulders. The hands are most likely not going to touch, and that's okay. You can hold on to your shirt if that feels good. I like to just rest my hands on the body, open the elbows out wide, sit tall, lean back like you're leaning against a wall. So your head, shoulders, and hips are in one line. Remember, it's okay. Doesn't matter which position your feet are in. Just allow them to relax in that right hip, especially. You can stay sitting upright, especially if you're already feeling lots of sensation. Or perhaps you begin to lean the heart forward towards the legs. It usually doesn't require folding very much. So allow yourself just to soften. Notice what you feel. Big opening for the body here. Couple more breaths. Connecting with the breath. Connecting with this moment. Slowly begin to lift the body back upright. Unwind the left arm. Unwind the right arm. Bring your hands down and you're going to help the leg out of this pose. So move the block, unwind the right leg, extend it out. You bounce the knee a little bit here if you want to. And we're going to move over to the next side. Lay down. You're going to bend the left knee, place the left foot on the floor. Remember, stop 1 is perfect there. Step 2 is the foot over to the right side of the right thigh. Or maybe the heel slides all the way back towards the right hip, letting that left knee lay down on top of the right knee, block included. Now, if it feels good, this side might be different as well. You might want to bend the right knee, send it back by the left hip, and that's awesome. Good for you. I love that. All right, sit up nice and tall, lean back a little, pull that navel in, feel those low ribs softening down, so we're trying not to flare the rib cage. Open the arms out like a T. Okay, you're gonna do the left hand up first, Bend the elbow, pat yourself on the back. Take your right hand, flip the palm towards the behind you, and bring that shoulder down so you reach that right hand towards the left. Now, if your hands touch, you can even hold on to the fingers, that's good. Otherwise, just rest the hands gently on the back as you open the elbows, broaden through the chest. Keep pulling the right toes back towards the body. Feel yourself sitting up nice and tall, but lean back just a little. And as much sensation as you feel here, can you soften a little as well? So a few more breaths here, you got it. All right, nice and slowly, we'll unwind the arms, lift them up and lengthen, bring them back down. Lengthen out through the legs, move mindfully, use the hands. Pull the toes back to you. You can use a block here underneath your knees. That's probably my favorite variation right now. Pull the toes back towards you, block underneath your knees, let the front of the pelvis roll forward. Sit up nice and tall, take a big inhale for staff pose, hands rest on the thighs or the ground beside you. Feel free to stay here, or perhaps you're gonna walk the hands down the legs, belly towards thighs, heart reaching towards the toes. Fold only as much as it feels acceptable to your body. We like to give ourselves challenge here in our yoga class, but we also try to refrain from torturing ourselves. Allow yourself to find a place of some effort, but also some ease. You begin to practice self-care here on that. Just these little ways, checking in on yourself, looking out for how you're feeling, listening to what the body is saying. And as we keep practicing, these skills become sharper and sharper. They become easier to do at random times during the day. One more breath. Okay, slowly begin to lift the body back up, right? If you folded, scoot the block out from underneath your knees, place the feet on the ground, scoot to the top of your mat with your knees bent. Make sure there's no props behind you and there's plenty of space to lay down. Hands are going to come to the thighs, lift the heart high, take a big inhale. All right, so this is going to be an option. Know that you could always just bring your hands to the ground to help you. And if you're really feeling like a challenge today, you can reach your arms out in front of you. You're going to pull the navel in, bring the chin to your chest, down towards the navel. Begin to C-curve the spine as you feel the pelvis tucking under as you roll down. We're going to roll down one vertebra at a time. Your hands can slide down the thighs. We're going to go for 7, 6. Keep those feet planted if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. Take a big stretch. Inhale. Exhale, pull that right knee into your chest. Give it a good squeeze. Open the right arm to the right. Take that knee across the body to the left. Good twist here. Just 3 breaths. One more. Bring the knee back in. Switch it out. Left knee in, right leg long. Give it a good squeeze. Open the left arm. Take the left knee over to the right. Right hand can guide it. Just a couple breaths here. 3 to be exact. Softening that left shoulder. One more breath. Okay, both knees come back into the chest. Give it a little squeeze. Maybe you rock a little side to side. Maybe you want to take a happy baby, knees towards armpits, feet to the sky. Whatever feels good here to you, allow yourself just a couple breaths to make your way to your final rest. Remember, for your final rest, the feet can be wide, knees can rest on one another, and the arms can just drape across the body. Or you can open out like a starfish, the arms and legs nice and long for a traditional Shavasana. Whatever feels good to you, allow yourself to begin to make your way there. And if that doesn't feel right to you today, you can finalize your class in a seated meditation as well. So allow yourself to soften, letting go of all effort and feeling that connection to the ground underneath you. Before we rush to the doing, we must first rest in being present within grace that allows us to be our unmasked selves right here where we are. Morgan Harper Nichols. Allow yourself to invite the movement to the body. Bringing awareness back to all that you feel. Maybe take a big stretch if you want to. We'll slowly begin to make our way up to a seat. Perhaps you do so by rolling to one side and pressing yourself upright. Shoulders relaxed on the back. Crown of the head high. Hands can rest on the lap and thighs or at your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Give yourself a moment to offer a bit of gratitude. Maybe that's for all the hard work that your body and your mind were able to do today. Maybe it's just for showing up for yourself. May we all stay connected to that inner voice within us where we can begin to find that true ease and peace. Take a deep breath in the nose. HA, sound it out to the mouth. We bow together. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. See you later.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
That was great.
Feeling okay?
Yeah, that dragon was fantastic.
Yeah, okay, good. Were you able to get to your foot?
No.
No.
Not at all. There was like It was intense stretching from like the hip flexors to the knee and the front. And I just,
Already. Okay, good.
yeah. That was, I mean, they've been like locked up and cramped.
Oh wow, yeah. How was sitting on your knees, Stefan?
How, sorry?
Sitting on your knees. Like when we sit on our shins with your seat.
Oh,
on your-
that's way more, that's how I've always sat. I can't
Okay.
do cross-legged very long.